Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel or welcome in if you're new here. This year, well, last year, 2023, I rediscovered my love for gaming. Now, as a child, I used to love gaming. It was the best thing ever. And then I grew up and then I just got out of touch with it. And then in 2020, I bought my Switch and I started playing a little bit. And then in 2023, I started my content creation journey and here we are. And I love gaming. Today, I'm going to be ranking my top 10 favorite games of 2023. And these games are not all released in 2023. These are games that are just my personal favorites that I've been playing loads last year. So without further ado, let's get into it. Number 10 is Palia. I imagine a lot of you have heard of Palia. It released in 2023. It was a brand new cozy MMO game and it was just amazing. It is amazing. I don't know why I'm saying was because I still play it. I was a little bit late to the party when joining Palia. I don't have a PC. I have a MacBook, so I couldn't play. And then it released on Switch and I was so happy when it did. Oh my goodness. I love this game. Palia's world is absolutely beautiful and so exciting to explore. You can make friends with online players as this is an MMO, so there's just players everywhere in the world. You do have your own private plot that you can invite your friends to or friends can visit, which is really, really fun. You can build this plot up, you can have your own house, you can have a little farming area, you can get these adorable little things to decorate your plot with, like rugs, plushies. You can build beds and chairs and everything with all the resources that you collect. You can farm, forage, catch bugs, catch fish, and the fishing mechanic in this game is different to others that I've encountered, which was nice and refreshing. I found it a little hard at first to get used to and I was a little frustrated with it, but now that I've played quite a bit of the game, I actually really love the fishing mechanic. I feel like this is exactly what the cozy gaming community needed, a lovely cozy MMO game to just cuddle up, play with friends online, and enjoy the whole resource grind and making your plot so cute and beautiful. This game is free to play, which feels insane to say, but yes, you can play for free on Switch, on PC, and you can play with your friends, and I would definitely recommend you to maybe even just give it a go, even if you think it might not be for you, because if it turns out for you, it's free. Like, there's nothing to lose. One thing I will say is on Switch, it is a little bit laggy, it is a little bit buggy because the Switch is old now, and any new games that come on this do have quite a few technical difficulties, and even though it does have these bugs and the lag, I still found it really enjoyable to play, and I hope you do too. Number 9 is Little Nightmares. Now, I did not think a horror game would make my list. This is the first and only horror game I have played. I mean, I did play Phasmophobia, but that didn't feel very horror. It felt more like jump scary. Little Nightmares is a dark and whimsical tale that will take you through your childhood nightmares. You play as 6 and you're trying to help them escape the Maw, which is a vast mysterious vessel, and it has a lot of characters in there that kind of want to eat you. Kind of want to have you for dinner. These corrupted souls are the things that you're trying to escape, and it is so scary, but so good. This game was terrifying in the best ways for me. I am not a horror fan, but this was so atmospheric and beautiful, as well as being scary and tense, but it just felt like the right amount. I played this game while live streaming and I played it in one sitting, which I didn't expect to do, but we played it all in one go and I had so much fun. I did have the option for my Twitch audience to be able to jump scare me with noises, which did make it like 10 times scarier, but you won't have that when playing this game, so it might be a little bit less terrifying for you. I really enjoyed working through the story. There were so many puzzles, there were so many rooms and places to explore in this game. You had to escape enemies, you had to hide. It was really tense, but also really rewarding at the end. I've already bought the next one, Little Nightmares 2, to play, which looks so much fun, and I actually might revisit Little Nightmares 1 because I feel like I missed a lot of little things, and I think going back to replay it will not only re-jog my memory for the next game, it will also allow me to have like those little Easter eggs, those bits that I didn't quite work out in the first playthrough. As I said, this was my first ever horror game, and I think it was a perfect introduction to the genre. The atmosphere this game creates is gorgeous, and I can't wait to continue in the next games. Number 8 is Dorf Romantic. Dorf Romantic is a cozy city building puzzle game, and I'm in love with it. I love to play this game when I feel anxious because it's just something you can sit down and just focus on the puzzles, on nothing else, and enjoy building this cute little city with little forests and waterways and train tracks and things like that, and it just really relaxes me. You create this world by placing down tiles tiles, and it's a little puzzle. So you get to complete little puzzles the more tiles you put down. So like you need to have this many trees in this area, and once you complete those little quests, you get more tiles to be able to put down, because in the standard mode or challenge modes, you'll only have a limited number of tiles to be able to create your world with. There are different game modes to this game. There's a creative game mode where you can play endlessly without the limit of the tiles. There's challenge modes, there's monthly challenge modes where there's like challenge of the month, which is really, really fun to try out. Personally, I just play the standard mode most often, but I do give the other modes a little go every now and then. This game is so cute, and it's definitely one of my favorites of the year. On the same lines, number 7 for me is Garden Galaxy, and while this isn't necessarily a big puzzle game or anything like that, it is something that I can play while I'm anxious to calm me down and just enjoy playing a little. I think it is like a city builder, really. It's an idle game where you start on this tiny little island with a little cauldron, and these visitors come and visit your island, and they leave coins as, like, I guess, payment for their visit. And you use these coins, you put them in the cauldron, and the cauldron spits out either new little land items, which you can expand your land with, like grass or water or things like that, or it spits out items or special items. These special items do things like allowing you to change the time of day or change the background color. There's also some that make leaves fall on your screen or have stars in the sky, and it's just super cute. I love how creative you can get with this game and creating your own little world, and it's so relaxing. I love a good idle game, and this is one of my absolute favorites. Number 6 is a tough one, and I had no idea where to put this game, but it is Tears of the Kingdom. Now, I played Breath of the Wild this year for the first time ever, and I was in love, and I'll talk about that later. Little spoiler, but I've also played Tears of the Kingdom this year as it came out in May, I think it was, and I love this game. Don't get me wrong, I absolutely loved it. It is number 6 for a reason. It's in the top 10, but I feel like for some reason it fell a little bit flat for me. Tears of the Kingdom was probably my most anticipated game of the year. It was the only game I've ever pre-ordered, ever, which is kind of wild. This game is a sequel to Breath of the Wild, and it continues the story of Hyrule and Link and Zelda. And Breath of the Wild was my first, Tears of the Kingdom was my second game, so it was like a brand new world for me personally. For some reason, I couldn't get into this game as much as I enjoyed Breath of the Wild, and that's why it is number 6. I did absolutely love playing this game. I'm still not finished. Another reason why it's at number 6, because I can't exactly fully rate this game. I couldn't get into this game as much as I did with Breath of the Wild when I first got it. I played it and I was like, this is just not, it just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel as whimsical, as magical. And that's because it wasn't brand new, you know? It was continuing a concept, and now I kind of understand, looking back, how I felt. However, I came back to it recently in the past few months, and I've been absolutely loving it. I've been battling the sages in the new temples, and I'm loving the new shrines, all of the new runes, the kind of new powers that you get as playing as Link. It has been really interesting to build vehicles in this game and help out the Koroks get back to their friends and explore the new world of Hyrule now that it has 3 layers: the Sky Islands, the standard ground area, and the depths. I will not lie though, I have not explored the depths at all because I'm a bit of a scaredy cat when it comes to that. I've been absolutely loving finding out more of the story and things as we progress in the game, and I think this will be probably higher up in the tier list once I actually finish the game. Number 5 is Cult of the Lamb. I discovered Cult of the Lamb this year, like many of the games on this list, because I discovered cozy gaming this year, but Cult of the Lamb is number 5. And the reason for this is I fell in love. Cult of the Lamb is a game where you play as this little lamb who is going into a sacrificial ritual, and then you get saved. You get saved by the one who waits, and the deal that he makes with you is that you can be saved if you make a cult in his name. And so of course you say, absolutely, I will make a cult in your name. But you're not just a cute lamb who's going to make a cult. You're an absolute badass who fights your way out of this dungeon. It is a dungeon roguelike game, and you fight your way out to the area where you're going to build your cult. My main experience of roguelike was Minecraft Legends when I was younger, and I did absolutely love that game. So coming back to this genre with a game packaged up like Cult of the Lamb was so much fun. You get to fight your way through dungeons, And then you also get the cozy aspect of the game where you build your cult and make it look all pretty and, have little cult members. And some people might not call this a cozy game, but I think cozy games are personal preference and how you feel while you play the game. This game was made so much more fun by the Twitch integration that it has, and it's probably the best Twitch integration I've ever seen, where your audience gets to enter this raffle to become a cult member, where they get to personalize their own cult member, have their Twitch username over the top of this member, and they can also vote in helping you or hindering you while you're in the dungeons. This made this so much funnier when we were having members die or members asking to be able to eat poop and things like that. We just found it absolutely hilarious. I also played a lot of this game in my own time on my own save, and I absolutely love it. I really do. This is a game that I really want to finish this year. Day of the Diver was an unexpected favorite of the year for me, which I didn't pick up until November, but it was released earlier in the year. I was lucky enough to be gifted this game from a lovely community member of mine on Twitch, Shrump. Thank you so much for the gift. And I have loved playing it. I haven't played this one live. I've been playing it in my own time, but I didn't expect to be absolutely hooked the way I am. In this game, you play as a diver who runs a sushi restaurant. And the content of this game for me is just insanely unique. I don't think I've played a game like it. For half of the in-game day, you get to dive in the depths of the sea. You get to catch all the fish that you're gonna have for the sushi restaurant later on. But you're not only catching fish, you get to get treasures. You get to progress in the story. You get to discover things about the game. There are mermaids in this. There are so many aspects to this game that I just didn't expect going into it. It kind of feels like 2 games in one, because you get to fish, you get to find treasures, progress in the story while you're underwater, and you get to make the money at the sushi restaurant, which then can be used to upgrade things for your diving, as well as some of the stuff at the restaurant, like hiring staff or upgrading your food. When you upgrade these things, there are these hilarious cutscenes, which are so unique to the game. It gives the game so much character and flair, and I find myself giggling in some of these cutscenes. For real. They are so good, and I couldn't recommend you to play it enough. The character personalities and everything about the cutscenes makes this game even better. And I already love it because of the roguelike aspect of it, with the diving and things, and then running your sushi restaurant in the evening and serving everyone the sushi and the matcha tea and things like that. What's even better is that you get to change the menu in the sushi restaurant depending on what you've caught that day, which is really fun. It makes you want to catch all of the big catches, all of the more expensive catches, and the more you upgrade your equipment, the further down you can go into the depths of the ocean. I love this game so much. It is so charming, and I couldn't recommend it enough. Now we're getting into the ones that I think people would expect to be on the list. Number 3 is Stardew Valley. Now, this year, I rediscovered my love for Stardew Valley. I played it a lot when I first got my Switch, but I wasn't in the gaming community. I didn't understand what was going on. I played the game, but all I did was stay on my farm, say hello to some people, maybe marry a character, and that's all I did. But because I got into gaming this year on Twitch and YouTube and watching people play games, I realized Stardew Valley has so much more to it than I've ever seen while playing. I had never been to Ginger Island. I had never done the Skull Caverns and things like that, and it was so fun being able to discover this while playing with you guys. In Stardew Valley, you play as a character who has quit their corporate job at Joja, and they're moving to Pelican Town in Stardew Valley to start their life anew on a farm that they've inherited from their grandpa. The farm is an absolute mess when you get there, but the more you play and progress, the more you can customize your farm and make it something into what your grandfather might be proud of. There are so many different character storylines in this game. You can befriend all of the townspeople and get to know them by giving them gifts. You can romance some of them, you could marry some of them, you could date all of them at once if you want to. There are so many aspects to this game that I absolutely love, and I would recommend you trying out, although I'm sure a lot of you already have. Number 2 is Animal Crossing, and this is for good reason. Now, a lot of us already know and love Animal Crossing, unless you've just gotten a Switch for Christmas, which this might be one you want to consider. Animal Crossing is my most played game of 2023, with over 600 hours of gameplay sunk into it. Most of you will know and love this game. The replayability of this game is so good, and it's one of my favorite things about it, that I can restart my island and start anew whenever I want to. In Animal Crossing, you travel to a deserted island with Tom Nook, Timmy, and Tommy, his helpers or nephews if you are into the lore. These are the adorable characters that will help you out through the game and help you mostly at the beginning discover what you actually need to do. Animal Crossing is pretty open-ended. You can play just casually and do your little dailies, dig up your fossils, shake your trees, say hello to your villagers, or you can decorate your island to a theme and share it online. I think a lot of people love this game for the amount of customization you can do to your island. That's definitely one of my favorite parts of it. And in 2023, I finished 3 islands to a theme. One of them I did a YouTube series for, where I finished the whole island in 30 days without terraforming and without Nintendo Online, which was a challenge, and it really brought life to the game for me again. This game is so nice to curl up in bed with and play for a couple hours, and I couldn't recommend it more. My top favorite game of the whole year of 2023 has to be Breath of the Wild. I love Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild has a special place in my heart. I played it for the first time ever in 2023, and I'm never gonna look back. This was my first ever Zelda game, as I mentioned before, and I'm obsessed now. It really did suck me in. Breath of the Wild is an open world adventure action game where you get to play as the character Link, who needs to save the whole of Hyrule, but it's not as simple as it seems. This game is truly gorgeous, and I find myself most of the time just exploring the lands and enjoying the sights and kind of forgetting about the quests sometimes, but it wasn't a bad thing. When I first played the game, I was so confused how this could be classed as a cozy game and how people found it cozy. I was so overwhelmed with everything that was going on, being introduced to all of the new mechanics as someone who played mostly Animal Crossing and Stardew before I got into my gaming journey. I was not used to battling mini bosses or fighting off the guardians in that game, and it really did stress me out at first. But once I got the hang of things, especially with the help of my lovely Twitch community, I started to absolutely love this game, and it is my favorite cozy game of 2023. And honestly, I am so glad I picked this up, and hello Picasso, and decided to play it because it is my all-time favorite this year, and I would definitely recommend it. If you've never played a Zelda game, pick up Breath of the Wild, get into that beautiful world, and enjoy the questing and exploring. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing my top 10 of the year. I would love to know your top 10. Let me know some of your favorite games in the comments and see if any of them are matching with us. I think that would be really cute. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I shall see you in a next one. Bye!